Hi, I'm Victoria. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing one of my favorite types of videos. We're going to be tier ranking all of the books that I read in 2024. I did this last year as well, and I had a great time, so I'm really excited for today. Getting started, so like I said, I read 179 books in 2024, but I am too socially awkward to be talking about the majority of like my romance reads and stuff. Like I'll talk about ones that are fairly known and everything, but I don't know. So excluding those, there's 126 books that I read, and I condensed it down into each series. So like if I read 3 in a series, then it's only going to be one thing that I'm going to be tier ranking today. So that condensing left me with 94 books. After I do some configuration, like moving my face over to this screen so that way I can see what I'm tier ranking, and then I guess does that look like a good size? I guess that'll work for now. So these are our categories. At the top we have new favorite. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. It's a new favorite. And then below that we have shelf worthy. So this is one that I either am keeping a copy that I already had, or I'm going to be going out to buy a copy. I just feel like it's good enough that I want to own it and have it on display on my shelves and stuff. And then we have thank you next. So I read this, it was a fine time, but I don't plan on owning it. Then we have It's Not You, It's Me. These are the books that it's like I could see why maybe other people like them. I can see some pros, but my experience reading it was not wholly that great. And then we have I read this. This is basically where I just don't remember anything about the book. I put this right here because I feel like this isn't as bad as like hating a book or thinking I should have stopped reading it. But if I forgot like pretty much everything about it, then it couldn't have been really like good. It was probably okay. It's probably where it would land, but since I don't remember anything, it's kind of in between, All right, time to get started. So first we have Among the Hidden. This was a reread. I read this back in like middle school, I think, and back then I remember really enjoying it but never continuing, so I wanted to give it another shot. It didn't live up to my memories, I guess. It was just fine. I'll say It's Not You, It's Me. And then we have Moon Called. I have been, going through my urban fantasy journey, but I also don't really care for the whole episodic thing, and this was giving that vibes, so The Princess and the Goblin was a recent read. That was really cute, but I don't think I'm going to own it. And then Spark of the Everflame. I have like vague memories of having a pretty good time with it, but then when I was done with it, the first book, I didn't care to pick up the next one, so I guess that's gonna go in wait, so would that make it a It's Not You, It's Me thing? I don't know. I guess just thank you next is fine. Oh, I just realized a category I'm forgetting. 1 second. Add a row below. Well, the colors are all going to be too similar now, but I guess we'll have 2 light green ones because I forgot I need my, sorry for the loud keys, my probationary category. This is going to be books that I am enjoying, or I have enjoyed, but like their series, or I'm stressfully contemplating if I want to own it or not. Um, so, Clean Sweep is going to go in there because I've only read the first book and I had a really good time with it, but I want to read more in the series before deciding if I want to have it on my bookshelf, you know? The problem with this one, this category, is it's really easy for me to just let too many be here, and I'm going to do my best to not let that happen. We shall see. The Blade itself, I enjoyed it. I'm going to read the next one. If I was just going based off the first book, it would just be in Thank You Next. It was good, but I do plan to continue, and I see potential for it to be one that I want to own, so I guess it'll go right there. The Night Circus, I liked the ending, but yeah, the rest of it is not really my thing. Next up, we have Dark Fever. I don't remember if I had read the first one last year or not, but I read the first 5 books and absolutely love them. New favorite, but I am not going to continue just because I researched and minorly spoiled some stuff for myself. I was okay with it, but I know that there are aspects later in the series that I just don't care for, and this was like the original ending point of the series, so I'm fine with that. The Grace of Kings, this was really good. It's gonna go in probationary. I'm gonna put it above The Blade itself. Is it above Clean Sweep? I think because it's so heavy, there's a possibility that it might be too much for me, but we shall see. Then we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This one is interesting because it was like a contemporary romance in a fantasy romance world. Like, that's how I felt reading it. I don't know. It's either going to be Thank You Next or It's Not You, It's Me. I'll just put it in Thank You Next for now, I guess. And then we have The Demon Tide. I read, this is book 4, I think. This year to prepare for, or last year, I guess, to prepare for the final book coming out that just came out. I already got it. Is the first book I bought for 2025, and it'll be in my next haul. But The Demon Tide was good. It was not perfect. It was not a new favorite, but it is shelf worthy. What is this called? Something something Shadow? Why is it cut off? It's a Mercedes Lackey book. I remember I was able to finish it, but I didn't care to continue the series. So I was left feeling very like, I don't know how to explain it. Like disappointed, lukewarm, just meh. So I'm gonna put it in should have DNF'd. It could have been It's Not You, It's Me, but honestly, I don't even know. It's not really something I would recommend to others. House at Watch Hill. This one I had a decent time with. I'm going to put it in probationary. I want to read the second book before deciding about it. I did not, so far, like it as much as the Dark Fever series, but we shall see. Then we have Tithe. This is going to go in shelf-worthy, but kind of like the end of shelf-worthy. I still need to read the other 2 books in the trilogy, but I can tell I'm going to want to own it, but I don't think it's Holly Black's strongest work. Then we have Dragon's Dawn. This is a Pern book. I've read like 2 or 3 books in like the Pern world, and it's not really from me. And honestly don't really like the writing style, but I'm gonna put it in Dragon's Dawn. But which one? I'm gonna put it above this book just because I guess like a slot of honor. I say honor, it's in the DNF row, but just putting it a little bit higher because it is such like a staple of sci-fi and everything. And then we have Primer for the Apocalypse, I think is what this is called. And this one also should have been a DNF. Yeah. It was not my favorite lit RPG. Then we have Green Rider. This one, they had things that I could appreciate about it. I'm going to put it here, but like there, I guess. Yeah. Falling Kingdoms. I've read the first 3 books. I had actually read the first book before and decided not to continue, and then I picked it back up because I had heard such good things about it and ended up continuing and really enjoying myself, so I'm glad I did that. This is gonna go, if I'm halfway through a series, can I decide now and then just be like, oh, I was wrong before? Because it feels stronger than Probationary 3 books in, you know? But yeah, so we'll put it at shelf worthy. Actually, I think it's probably, I don't know. Even if Tithe isn't like amazing. I'm so sorry. That was crazy. Even if Tithe isn't like amazing, I'll still probably want to own the series as long as it's not bad, just because it feels a part of everything, I guess, if that makes any sense. So I guess it is a little bit higher than Fallen Kingdoms. Then we have J.R. Ward's Dark something, I think Lover. Um, and I don't remember what this is about. I know it's a romance book with some fantasy in the world building, but like, it wasn't for me. Then we have Winter's Curse. I've only read the first book of this series. I believe it's a trilogy, but I do want to continue. I'm going to put it in Probationary, but it's going to go probably here, honestly. Sometimes it's easier to gauge YA series from the first book, I feel like, than it is adult fantasy series. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just me, but that's been my experience. Then we have Wild Magic by Tamora Pierce. I've only read the first book in this series. Um, I plan to continue it, but I don't know if it'll be one that I want to own. I'm going to put it in Thank You Next for now, but it could go up. Who knows? Um, I'll put it at the top, though, of that. There we go. Three Dark Crowns. I think I read the first 2 books in this series. I had a decent time with it. I just stopped caring about continuing. So I guess I'm going to put it in It's Not You, It's Me. And my enjoyment level, probably there. Induction. This is a lit RPG. This was the last book that I read of 2024, actually. I vaguely remember it. I don't remember if I want to continue the series or not. I'm going to put in Thank You Next, but I may end up continuing it. Who knows? I think it would go here. And then Dungeons and Drama. This was so cute, shelf worthy, but probably just at the end, just because of it not being my typical genre. I wasn't able to connect with it quite as much, but I did really like it. And then, what was this called? Hell Difficulty Tutorial, I think. I read the first book, another lit RPG. I did like this one. Where do we want to put it? There. I think so. Then we have The Hunt. I am really enjoying this series. It's very different from what I expected it would be when I first went into reading The Bite. Pleasantly so. And it's shelf worthy. I own it. But where does it go? There. Fate of the Fallen. I liked this, and I may pick up the second one, but I don't know if I could see it being something I want to own. So I guess that goes in thank you next. And I think it'll go at the top. And then we have Poison Study. This one, I really, really enjoyed this first book. It's the only one I've read so far. But something about it has me worried. I could see the second book or like the later books in the series going either way. I could see me really continuing to love the series and it being like a new favorite, or I could see this second book being like a big disappointment. So this is going to go in probationary. I think probably there, something like that. But then we have The Darkness Outside Us, and this one I initially thought was shelf worthy because when I got it for Battle of the Booktubers, after I read it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep this. But after sitting for some time, I'm not so sure. I may end up unhauling it. I'm gonna put it in probationary, but like at the top since I at first decided to keep it, so like it's kind of shelf worthy but also probationary. This one, you can't see the title, but This Quest is Bullshit. This is a lot of fun. I think it's going to be one that I want to own, but I'm going to put it here, there. I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons. Would I recommend this? I don't think so. So I guess I should have DNF'd. But I'll put it at the top. There was some aspects of it I really liked. Yeah. That works. What does that say? Hold on. I'm getting out my old book. Dun, 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 dun. This is the Artemis University series. This is the one that is kind of, it had some similarities to Zodiac Academy, and it also gave me like the lighthearted drama of Zodiac Academy. Just be prepared if you do want to look into it. It has a crazy amount of books, like over 20 books. So definitely you want Kindle Unlimited if you're going to be reading this. But I did enjoy it. I just wasn't willing to commit. So I'm going to put it in thank you next. And honestly, probably at the top of it. And then Wretched. I love Scarred. Didn't care for this one. Should have DNF'd. But probably there. Yeah. Then Alana. Whatever ones I didn't finish last year. I finished the Quartet. This is shelf worthy, but probably at the end. One day, I don't know. I'm gonna wait till I finish the Protector of the Small series. I may end up just having the Protector of the Small series and then unhauling this one. I don't know. There are things that I really like about it, but just the writing style is a little too old and slow, I guess, sometimes. And Protector of the Small has a lot of similarities, but like really modernizes its language, you know? Keeper of the Lost Cities. Probationary. I've only read the first book, but I'm feeling confident about it. I'm going to say here. Blood Heir. This felt like Twilight, and if I'm remembering it correctly, I could be mixing up books, but I'm pretty sure this one was similar feeling to Twilight, and I just was not feeling it. I felt too old for it, I guess. Let's see. Right there. And then The Amulet of Samarkand. I DNF'd the second book last year, near the end of last year. But this first book, I'm going to put it in It's Not You, It's Me. I really enjoyed it, but it's like an exhausting series to read. I don't know why. Even though like the world is amazingly well done. I really enjoyed that. I think it's going to go at the top of that. Dark Rise, I suspect it'll be shelf-worthy, but I'm going to put it at the top of Probationary until I read the second book. Long Live Evil, this was so funny. I know it's a series and I've only read the first book, but honestly, even if I don't like the second one, the first one is written in a way where I'd be okay with just having that one on my shelf. Kind of like with, what is it called? The Bear and the Nightingale. Like, I just have that one, you know? This is gonna go there. Then we have Cold Hearted. This is just gonna go and Thank You Next. I may read the second book, but I don't think it'll be one that I like want to own or anything. Probably here? I don't know. Prince of Thorns. This is gonna go in Probationary. I've only read the first book in the trilogy. I did enjoy it, but it was also one of those ones that's like kind of, you have to make the effort to read, you know? Not quite Grace of Kings, but probably more than Poison Study, like that. Silver Under Nightfall. I own this and the second book. I haven't read the second one yet. I'm putting it in Probationary just because I'm not going to be like, no, I'm not going to keep this when I haven't actually read the second one yet, but I suspect it's going to be an unhaul. I had a good time with it. I just don't know if it'll stick the landing, I guess. The Way of Kings. This one is going up here. I have only read the first one of that too. Cannot wait to read more, but also the books are so long. Ember in the Ashes. It's Not You, It's Me. I saw a lot of good qualities of this series. I think I read the first 2 books, maybe, and decided not to continue, but I definitely see it as high quality and I see why people like it. Unsold. This is the First in the Cradle series. Probationary, probably there. Shadow Lord, I think is what this is called. Dun, dun, dun. A lot of these lit RPGs are going to be in Probationary because if I finish them, then like generally they were decent. And I want to continue, but I've only read the first book in all of the lit RPGs I've read. I haven't continued any of the series yet. I've been like, I don't know, trying to find my tastes and stuff first, but so that will probably take up the most space in Probationary, is having a bunch of lit RPGs over there. But then we have the first book in the Ranger's Apprentice series, I think is what it's called. This was pretty good. I do want to continue the series. I'd say it's probably there. King of the Dark. I'm interested in reading the second book in this series, but I don't think it'll be one I want to own. I'm going to put it here. Book of Death. I know it's lit RPG, but I don't remember you. I read this, I guess. The Book of Night by Holly Black. Shelf worthy. Above Tithe. Actually, top spot. There we go. Prisoner's Throne, shelf worthy. Right there. Yes. Nope. There. Okay, that's good. Dungeon Lord. I do want to continue, but I think you're going to be in Thank You Next. Right there. Oh my goodness. Nora Roberts, The Awakening. I forgot what the actual series is called. I thought this was going to be like a new favorite romantasy series, but then the Fae got like way too preachy about loving nature. Like, some of it was fine, but it was just nonstop. These speeches that just dragged on forever. Maybe it was because I was listening to the audiobook, but I loved every aspect of the series and the characters and the romance and like the act, like the plot, like all of it except for that. And it was to the point where I DNF the series. I couldn't handle it. But so I guess it should have been a DNF because I wasted my time. Well, no, I would recommend it, I guess. Yeah, I'd recommend it. Right there. Life as We Knew It, shelf worthy. I'm gonna put you here. The Trickster's Choice by Tamora Pierce. This is a should have DNF'd for me. Right there. The time I got drunk and I almost said and shaved a demon and saved a demon. This should have DNF'd, I guess. Yeah. Heavenly Chaos. I plan to continue, but I don't think I want to own. It's gonna go there. Immortality Begins with Generosity. I'm gonna say the same. Like that. This is the Magic Tides, Magic something, that for some reason I read without having read the other books in the series, and I had a good time, but I don't plan to own it. Right there. I forgot what this is exactly called. It's something like Parenting in the Apocalypse or For the Apocalypse. I had a decent time with it, but yeah, I don't even plan to continue the series. Princess Academy I enjoyed, but the ending, while was not bad, made it to where I didn't want to continue the series, so just thank you, next. And this will go here. The Mindfuck series, 3 books in. Thank you, next. I may finish it, but I don't plan to own it. It is, like, I had a really good time with the books that I read. I struggle with committing to romance series. Yeah. Right there. Dungeon Fairy. This should have been DNF. I'm gonna put you right there. This one goes in probationary. A New Dawn. I've only read the first book in this series. I think it may even be above that one. There we go. Chicagoland Vampires. Thank you, next. I read the first 4 in this series and then just didn't continue. Right there? Yeah. Okay, this is The World of the Other series by Anne Bishop. This is favorites above or past that one. Snow Globe should have been DNF, but higher. Right there, I guess. Yeah. This Woven Kingdom. I need to reread this. I enjoyed it all right. It was a little slow, but I do want to continue the series. I'm going to put it in probationary. I'm going to reread it and continue the series. I suspect it'll land about there. Queen of the Tearling. Another one I need to continue. Right there. System Universe. I will continue it, but probably won't want to own it. So it's going to go in Thank You Next. Right about here. The Renegades series. I read the first 2 books and then just lost my motivation for the series, and I'm not interested in reading the 3rd one for some reason. I don't really know why exactly. I'm gonna go there. American Royals, I want to continue before making my mind. This one was an interesting genre difference from my normal reads. Earth's End of the Air Awakens series. I'm gonna put it in It's Not You, It's Me. I really loved this series for the first couple books, and then something happened the further I went on. I just stopped caring about everyone. Yeah, I don't really know why. There, yeah. Written in Red is my favorite read of that. What did I do? Okay. Written in Red was my favorite read of last year, that whole series. Losers Part 1, shelf-worthy, but probably there. Hood, should have DNF'd. Right there. Prince and Assassin, Thank You Next. But where? There. The Goblin Emperor, It's Not You, It's Me. There was some stuff that I liked, but I think it was just too slow of a pace of a book for me. I was very bored, even though I could see good things about it, you know? I'm gonna say right there. Two Twisted Crowns. I should have DNF'd this series. I just don't know why I even read the second one. Ruthless Vows. This was so disappointing. I don't know if y'all remember or even knew this, but I made that whole video after reading the first book. Wow, my brain is not functioning. I made that whole video and was so in love and couldn't wait for the second book. And then the second one, I read it, and I managed to finish it and stuff, but it just wasn't satisfying. And I DNF'd the second book for, I DNF'd Fire Endless that this author wrote. I guess I'm tired. I don't know what's going on. But something, I feel like maybe she struggles with follow through, at least for my taste. Even though I end up liking the first books of so many that she writes, with the second one, it seems to be a struggle for me. So, Ruthless Vows, I guess, is I should have DNF'd. But high up, I'm going to put it there. Mistborn, honestly, I'm not really sure if I'm interested in continuing it. Sorry. I know it's one of the big ones, and I enjoy picking up Brandon Sanderson's books, but it just was not keeping me for some reason. I don't know why. So for this first book, I guess it'll go at the top of Thank You Next. The Mirror Visitor, I read the first 2 books in this quartet, and one day I may try to revisit it, but for now it's Not You, It's Me. There was a lot of things that I saw that I appreciated in this series, but it was another one of those ones where I had to force myself to pick it up, you know? And I just got tired of doing that, I guess. But actually, it's gonna go at the top here. Here we go. First Test, Probationary. I'm gonna say here. This Vicious Grace, I had already read it once and was meh about it, and then I read it again, and I don't really think I should have, I guess. I'm kind of sad about that, but at least it gave me an answer. Better, I liked it more, I guess, than Blood Heir. That one, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. When We Were Kings, really enjoyed it. Don't think I'll want to own it, so we'll put in thank you next, right about there. The Novice is going to be probationary. I want to read the next book in the series. This is a lot of fun, though. It has, like, early 2000s YA vibes. I don't know if that's when it was written or not, but it has that to me, at least. Scarlet Princess. I don't remember you. A Fate Inked in Blood. I should have DNF'd this. But we'll put it there, I guess. All the Skills. This is going to go in probationary. This was actually a really fun first book. Right there. I think. It'll work. Trial of the Sun Queen. I know I read the first book. I know that I've seen others talk about this series. I don't remember it at all. I don't know what happened in it or anything, so I guess I'll put it there. But the 5th season, I want to continue, but I am nervous about it. I'm gonna put it about there. There. Every Heart a Doorway. I enjoyed it. I don't think I want to own it. I may pick up the second one, though. I'm not sure. But this is gonna go there. No? There. A Song to Drown Rivers is our final book. This one I have such mixed feelings about. So I actually bought a copy of this book for my shelves after reading it, but I almost didn't because the majority of the book I only feel, yeah, this is fine. But there's one scene that I love so much near the end that made up for that, like the rest of the book, to the point where I had to own a copy. Like, it was amazing. Like, I was kicking my feet. I loved everything about it. It was emotional. So, shelf worthy. But since so much of it I was mad about, it's going to go at the end. All right, so this is what we have for our tier list. I am kind of surprised that I only had really 2 new favorites of the year, because it was just 2 series, unless you count The World of the Others as a 3rd series. But with how many books I read last year, I would think that, like, there'd be more, I guess, that I thought were amazing, you know? But I did have a lot that I really liked, so I guess we shall see how all these probationary ones go, and maybe there'll be more that end up on my shelf that I at least started reading this year, you know? It's funny because with how much I DNF, there's still quite a few books here that I end up feeling like were like a waste of my time. All right, I hope y'all had fun getting to see everything I read last year. Let me know if any of you guys have read any of the books that I ranked today, and then if so, if your lasting feelings ended up being a little bit different from mine, I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.